This is the first pull. What do you think? What do you think it'll make?
245.
245. All right, everybody, we're back with another edition of If It Can Go Wrong, It's Gonna Go Wrong. All right, so we took the dyno, or took the IS300 to the dyno yesterday. And on our fifth pull, this thing absolutely just dumped all the oil out of the transmission. I don't know if it busted, or I don't know if it blew a seal on the between the bell housing and that front plate. I don't know if one of the plugs is out of it, or the transmission itself's cracked. I don't have a clue. And then we realized that this thing wasn't making the power it should be making for the boost that it was on, and for the timing it had in it. It should have been making more. So we ended up getting only like 300 horse. I'll include that footage here somewhere. But the guy at the dyno at Fast Tech, Mark is his name, he actually bought Adam LZ's toter home. So if you wondered where that's at, I know where that's at. So it done that on the 5th pull. So he had me at 301, had a base map, had everything in, made a couple pulls. Everything seemed pretty good, but when it done that, it almost acted like it should have been making more power, according to Mark, that it should have been in the 350 range, but it only got at 301, and he said it sounded like the rollers weren't turning as fast as they should for that kind of power, or what, like they almost didn't speed up, whatever. So when it dumped that oil, it might have drew some oil, or it might be in a place where it might have got on the flywheel and that clutch, so it may have slipped a little bit, or the clutch is just not very good. So we've got to figure out why it poured the oil and figure out why the clutch could possibly have oil on it. That makes sense, that if it dumped the oil and the oil got on it, straightforward. But if it didn't, is that clutch strong enough to hold this car? And am I going to have to buy another transmission? So we'll figure it out. But I've got it outside here. I'm going to pull it up on the dyno, or on the lift, and we're about to find out what happened. So all right, here we go. So, as I get under here and looking at the transmission, I look, and right there is where the actual speed sensor gear is supposed to live. Well, it's not in there. How about that? So, yeah, there's supposed to be a speed sensor gear in there. So we figured out where the fluid went, the oil, figured out what happened to it. So I actually didn't film it, I found it earlier, and I drove an hour away, hour and a half probably, back to a Fast Tech where they tuned my car, and they found it, it's laying there. So now I have it, and yeah, got lucky. Maybe it's not anything else. But we did have issues about the clutch slipping, and I have a fuel leak, a little bit of a fuel leak. So I'm gonna get this thing put back in, try to figure out the fuel leak. It's tuned safe, but it's only like 300 horse, but it is safe. It shouldn't blow up, shouldn't have any, might be a little rich on startup, like I have to hold the pedal down just a hair because it wasn't idling very well. So I think that's the issue. The stock computer was trying to keep it at 500 or 600 idle, and it doesn't want to do that. So get that done, get some oil in it, check the fuel leak, and we'll go for a ride and we'll see how it does. And if everything's good, we're ready to go drift this weekend. May want to do another bolt check, but at least we know it's got oil in the transmission. So all right, here we go.
Feeling high. I'm feeling high.